Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread and BluebirdNeedlework.com. Welcome. Today is Saturday, April 18th, every week, 2026. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies. Right now that's primarily cross-stitching with a little bit of sewing, teeny tiny bit of quilting thrown in. I also enjoy paper crafting. I like to make gift cards, gift card holders, treat boxes, gift tags, greeting cards, that kind of thing. If you are returning, welcome back. I'm so glad that you decided to stop back by and see what I've been up to. This week I have some new things to show you that's in the shop. I have a little itty bitty bit of haul, not much. And I have some stitching. This week was pretty easy. We were down a kid. My well, the last one that's home. My son had drill this week, so he was actually on base training. So you know, it's been a little quiet, a little different. And I mean, it's funny because you think grown children who are adults, they wouldn't affect your flow and what you can get done, but they certainly do. I've realized this week, you know, I did the dishes. There were no dishes in the sink when I came home. I've been doing laundry and there's not another pile when I'm done with my laundry. Now, I'm not talking about his laundry. He does his own laundry. He's been doing his own laundry since high school or middle school. And he's been sorting his own laundry since kindergarten. But I'm talking like towels and, you know, just the things that everybody uses in the house. So it's been kind of nice, even though I miss him. It's, you know, he's, you know, just down the freeway a little bit, but still, it's nice to kind of have a break and kind of reset the house a little bit. So that's what I did. We got a new vacuum and I love it. It's a Shark pet vacuum, and I ran it over our carpeting in our bedroom, and it was like I have never ever vacuumed my carpet before. It pulled everything up. It was amazing. So that's been fun to play with that, if you can call vacuuming fun. That's what I've been doing this week. I did get some stitching done. I don't think I had a finish. I think my finish was last week, and I think I shared it. In fact, I know I didn't finish anything this week. But I moved some stuff along. I'm really, really pleased with it. So we'll get into that. Right now, let's go into what's new in the shop. I've got some blue flower charts, and I'm sure you've seen these before, but they're new to my shop, so I'm going to show them anyways. This is Huckleberry Farm. I believe I've seen this one and her talking about it before, and it just hit me in a different way when I was kind of going through her shop to purchase, and I think I need to stitch it. It's darling. It's got a butterfly. It looks like a mouse and a lady with some blueberries and a bluebird and a couple of bears, birds, the mountains, a darling yellow house. Oh, and that's cute. The alphabet. In the middle of the alphabet it says one for me, A, B, C, D, E, F, one for me, and then it keeps going, and then one for the basket. That's cute. It's really well done. So this is in the shop. And then Happy Campers. I am stitching this one. I'm currently, it's a whip. I need to bring it out. I am like right in this area of the chart, but I need to bring it out because I do thoroughly enjoy stitching it when I have it out. And I love it. It speaks to me on so many different levels. We love national parks. We love camping. I really like John Muir's writings. So that's new in the shop. I also have Frosty's Cozy Christmas. I got several charts from Luminous Fiber Arts, but Frosty's Frozen Christmas is in. And what else? Oh, these. Oh, I love these. By Puntini Puntini, the sailboat pins. And I think this is called Spring Trinkets. A moth, a bumblebee, and a spool of thread. Really cute. Okay. I also have, I can now get Stitching with the Housewives. So I have red, white, blue, and Stitching 2 in stock. They stitch theirs on, most of their stuff on Monaco, 28 count. But I've stitched on other things, and they're just darling. Strawberry Goose. I love this. I think I need to stitch it. This one finishes about 5x7. Farm Fresh Carrots. Little late for Easter, but still springy. And then I love this one. I have this one kitted, but I'm not happy with the fabric that I chose. So I think that's why I haven't started stitching it. Daisy May. So I need to kind of figure out what I'm going to do for the fabric. Maybe this will be a good one to try dyeing. .28 count even weave. White even weave that was dyed with Rit dye color Evening Blue and then coffee tea dyed over it. I mean, maybe I need to do that. I don't know. We'll see. And then I think I need to stitch this, but I got the welcome, and the O can come out and be replaced with an O of the month. So this is the first 4 months: January, February, March, and April. And here are the next 4 months, so May, June, July, and August. I've wanted to do the hello, is it hello? I think it's hello, or home, that goes vertically, but I really don't have a place to put it. Really. So I haven't, pulled the trigger and purchased that and started it, but I love the concept. This one, being that it's vertically, and I think it's smaller. It doesn't say. The stitch count for each letter and the wreath is 43 by 73. The stitched size for each letter and wreath is approximately 3.5 by 5.5. So that's smaller and it's a little more manageable. So I think that's why I like the welcome. So I mean, it's on my list. Lady Dot, I wanted to just show you a few trims that I have from Lady Dot Creates that I thought were kind of springy, in case you have spring finishes. I have Bird's Nest Rick Rack. I also have Bird's Nest Chenille, I think. Whatever's in my shop is what I have. Sparrow Pink. It's just a really pretty peachy pink. And this is called Witch Face Green, but it is a really gorgeous springy green. And then I do have a few colors of Velveteen. I have Blossom, which I thought was good for springtime finishes, and I have Bluebells. So that's new in the shop. And then I wanted to show you, starting today, anybody that orders in my shop is going to get a free gift with purchase. And it is going to be, I didn't really think this through. It's going to be a darling little bag charm. No minimum purchase. Just if you purchase, you'll get a bag charm as a thank you. I love getting freebies in my orders, and I have a limited supply of these. However, when they run out, I have already purchased charms for the next batch. So so keep that in mind, that, you know, it's not like you're going to, now if you purchase 3 times, you know, in the time frame that I have that, you may wind up with 3, because I will not be looking to see, did you get a free gift, did you not, at this point in time. Maybe sometime in the future I can figure that out, but for right now, no. You just get the free gift. If you get a duplicate, give it to a friend. It's nice, a nice thing to share. Okay, stitching. I have a new Friday focus because I finished the Spring Quaker. Yes, Spring Quaker last week. So I decided I would pick up St. Patrick's Day Quaker because it is still spring, and work on finishing this. And I made really good progress last night. I even had to do a little frogging. I am stitching mine on a 28 count potato Lugana with the called for flosses, which are color and cotton flosses. Really pretty colors. I got the kit, so I got the floss and the finishing fabric and the rick rack to finish it into a pillow, and the felt square for the back. I think I am going to finish this one as a pillow. It is kind of big. I mean, 28 count makes them a little bit bigger, but I love it. So here's where I'm at. And what I did is I worked in this whole corner right here. So I did this motif, this, that, started on that's a horseshoe, did that one, and that one, and that one. So quite a bit of stitching for a Friday evening. So I'm hoping, if not next week, maybe the week after, I'll be able to get this one finished as well. So you can see the colors a little better, maybe. I love it. I think her Quakers are just so darling. This is by Primrose Cottage. think I have this chart in stock too. I can't imagine I wouldn't. I love all the Quakers. Okay. I pulled out some different things this week that hadn't been touched in a while. And I was kind of thumbing through one of my baskets of just, you know, I call it my everyday baskets. They don't really have a theme. And this one kind of jumped out. And I said, oh, yes, let's work on that. This is in this book, Cross Stitch for the Earth by Emma Congdon. And I am working on Unplug and Go Outside. I think this would be darling in my office at work. So I started it. I am stitching it on a 40 count cream linen by Zweigart. And I did kind of stop mid thread because I just got so tired. I was starting to see double. So on this one, I added a few stitches right down here, and I worked on finishing basically, you know, like this top inch right there. So I finished that tree and I started working on the sky. A lot of confetti on this one. But it is gorgeous. I will say it's coming together and it looks just as good in person as it does in the photo. The shading is perfection. It's just a really fun piece. So I worked on that. Felt good to get that one back out after it being put away for quite a while. There's so many good ones. Let me just show you this book. This book is on Amazon. I think I have it in my Amazon store. I will check. And if I don't, I will add it. That one's darling. Just really sweet. This one's a lot of green if you like stitching green. Phrases that we've heard often. And just, you know, if you're know somebody that is, you know, conservation oriented, or if something speaks to you, it's a great, beautiful way to have a little reminder sign, you know. You know, I work for a camp and a youth development agency, and our big thing and our big push when we talk to parents is like, we get kids off screens. Our teens come and they put their phones in a phone box, and if they're with us for an hour or 8 hours or a weekend, they don't have their phone, and it forces them to talk to each other and, you know, entertain each other and, you know, kind of just be in the moment. And if the interesting thing is that if we forget the phone box, they go and find it and then walk around to every single one of them and like phone, 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 and every single one of them puts their phone in the box. So, you know, that's kind of why I said unplug and go outside. That one spoke to me, and why I want it in my office, because it's kind of our thing. From the Heart. This is Susan's little sampler. I've been working on this for a very long time. And when I saw it in my project, my WIP list, I thought, you know, Stacy, finish that. Get it up on your bedroom wall now that it's painted and beautiful. So I picked this up to start to like work on it a little bit more. It's not quite ready for a Friday focus, but I think it will be soon. I am stitching this on lamb's wool, 40 count lamb's wool linen with the called for flosses. And let me show you these colors. They are pastels. They are beautiful and a little surprising. The blue in there, really pretty. But this is where I'm at. So I finished this flower, the pink on the flower, and then I came over here and I worked on the moth. I got the body in, I filled in some of this wing down here. I think that is about it. I think I added this little guy, that flower stem. I think what's holding me back on this one is the moth itself. It's so intricate and it's got a lot of different color changes. So I think that's why it slows me down. I try to be strategic in my stitching, and I try to use all of the floss color on my needle before I switch to another color. And this one doesn't really, the moth part at least, doesn't really lend itself to that. So I think that's why I stall out on it. Oh, I have a new start. January, I went ahead and I signed up to be, you know, on their list to get from the attic in Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, the Plum Street Samplers America 250. They have a silk conversion. They kitted it and we're selling the kits, and I wanted in. It came, not, was it last week? Might have been the end of the week before or early last week. I can't remember if I showed this last time or not. But I started it and I loved every stitch. So I'm not going to take all of the silks out. I worked with 4 colors. These are the silks. And the fabric that she sent for me to work on it, you got to pick your fabric. I chose 40 count linen. I didn't know what color it was going to be. Oh, this is the fabric. This is Saltbush by Fox and Rabbit. And I have a beautiful start, and it is so gorgeous. If you have an opportunity, oh, I missed a stitch. Did I? No, looks like I did, but I didn't. If you have an opportunity to stitch with silks, I highly recommend it. They are more expensive, but they're gorgeous. So I did a top left start, and it's beautiful. I think I'm gonna love it. There we go. That's more the color of the fabric. So I'm really excited on this one. It's beautiful. I don't know that they're selling any more kits. I think they gave us a time frame. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But I know that they ran out of supplies. That's why it took so long to get mine. My Sunday sampler. I made a point this last Sunday to sit down and really spend some time on this piece. I would like to move it forward. I really, really would. Like, get it done. I'd like to get it done. And this is Simple Life by Teresa Kogut. It was her tier 4 Patreon stitch along sal. I get a sal is a stitch along. I am stitching mine on the called for, which is 40 count overcast linen. And let's see. This is where I'm at. So I'm getting really close. Really, really close. So I finished the words, "A simple life is a peaceful life." And I started the fish and I worked in all of this blue. I'm thinking probably in May. For sure by the end of May, this should be done. And I cannot wait. It's beautiful. I do have to come back up and through here and add the flower buds. But I love it. So it felt really good to get that part of it done. It's going to be really nice when it's finished and hanging on a wall. I'm going to keep this out for just a second. I want to show you. Okay. So, haul. I only have a couple of things. Nicole Spohr got this idea from someone else that I can't remember off the top of my head. But do you see how the Weeks die works? How you have to put them on a floss ring? It's a little frustrating. I get frustrated. Nicole apparently got frustrated with it as well. Many people get frustrated with that. So, one of the stitchers came up with this idea that you buy these tags, hang tags that stick. And so I watched Nicole Spohr and I decided I'm going to try it. You see? Now it is a little sticky here, but if you have a little powder tool, which I do somewhere. I have a little powder tool that you can powder that up just ever so slightly. It'll take the stick off so it won't stick to other things. But I love it. Nicole did this not only for hanging on a floss drop, but also to hang on her floss wall. She stores her floss on a wall. And I think it's a really good idea. So I went ahead and I picked some up. I will link these in my Amazon shop as well. So if you're interested, I do that not because I, intend on getting rich off of Amazon. I do that so that I have an Amazon shop so that when I come across something that I like, you have a really simple place to go to find it. I do get a tiny bit of a kickback commission on that, but when I say it's tiny, it's tiny. Tiny, tiny, tiny. So anything that I talk about, anything that I am using, I put it there. So you can always check my Amazon shop. The link is below. When you do purchase, the commission that's paid to me is not, does not come, it's not applied to you. You don't get charged, $1 or whatever it is. It just, your price is the same. They just, do a kickback because I promoted it. Okay, this came, but it came a couple weeks ago and it got buried under some paperwork on my table, so I forgot to bring it out. But this is the 2026 spring issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. It is so much fun. So on the cover, this one right here is really darling. And I love this one back here. I'm half tempted to change the colors to Bluebird colors. Can I digress for a moment? Speaking of bluebirds, I was very concerned that I was not going to have bluebirds nesting this year. If you're new here and you've not been with me for like a full year yet, you should know part of the reason why I chose Bluebird for my channel name and my shop name and all of the things is because I love the bluebirds. I love the Western bluebirds. I live in Southern California, and the Western bluebirds were near extinction. In 2020, a friend of mine gave me an extra bluebird box that her kids had made, and I put it up in my front yard. I think 2020 I had one clutch, and I've had 2 clutches every year since. And my clutches are either 3, and I think one time I had for sure 5, but I might have had 6 eggs, and they all hatched, and they all fledged. So you do the math. I'm doing my part to replenish and get those birds off of the endangered species list. So this year, it's always a little bit of a struggle because the stupid sparrows want to nest in the box. And I went out 3-4 times and I pulled their nesting material out. And it's hard to tell sometimes between a bluebird nest and a sparrow nest. They start off and they look pretty similar. But what happens is a sparrow nest then gets really crazy looking and it's not neat and tidy. It's, I think of a messy, messy roommate. That's what it looks like. And then you've got the bluebirds who are neat and tidy and everything is, just so. And so it's kind of hard to tell in the beginning. But I wound up and the sparrows, and then they were getting possessive over the box. They would sit on the box. So I opened up the front panel opens up to discourage them altogether. Then we got the house painted and I thought, maybe we just take it down and I just don't have birds this year and we try it again next year. Well, they didn't wind up taking it down to paint the house. They were able to paint around it. And I started noticing like a bluebird or 2 hanging out on the wire. And I'm like, okay. So I finally decided, you know what? I see them a little bit more frequently. I wonder if they're waiting. So I shut the bluebird box and I thought, we'll try it again. And I walk out the next morning to go to work and the bluebirds are flying in and out and they're building a nest. So I am going to have a nest. I think Mama has probably laid her first egg. She was in there last night. We can go up and with Western bluebirds, you should check the box. Make sure that It's only them in there. They're not being invaded on. The sparrows will go in if they're territorial enough. They will go in and they will break the eggs to kill the babies, or if they're babies, they will peck them until they die, and then they'll build their nest right on top. They're really kind of jerks. So we checked the box because we don't want that. The sparrows are not native to the Americas. They're native to Europe, England, I think is what I read. So we do our best, and the bluebirds are tolerant of people. I will say though that they almost every single couple dive bombs my husband when the babies are there, but they don't really bother me so much. So he walked up to go check and see if we had eggs, because they got to a point where they were not as active in building, and usually when they build and within a day or so there's an egg. Well, he went up to the box yesterday and Mama was actually in the box in the evening, and I'm like, okay, we'll probably have an egg. So I'm really anxious to see if we can find out today if we have an egg, and then how many eggs we'll have. And then they don't really sit on their eggs right away. They wait till they get the full clutch, which I find very interesting. They wait until their full clutch is laid, and then they start incubating. So they'll all hatch at about the same time, which I didn't know that about birds. So anyways, I have bluebirds. I will insert the most beautiful picture I was able to get of Papa. It was a gorgeous late afternoon. I came home from work and they were working in the box, and he was guarding the box, and they are kind to us. They don't mind us being around, but they chase after and actually fight the sparrows. So I'm very pleased with that. They seem like a lovely couple, and I'm glad that they've moved into our ADU in the front. It's a bluebird box. So I'll insert a picture. They're gorgeous. So I'm hoping I get 2 clutches. For sure I have one coming. So what happens is once the babies fledge, I go in that evening and I pull out all of the old nesting material, and then I shut it up, and literally within, I think the longest it's taken was a week for them to start building again, and they do it all over again. So I typically get 2 clutches. So anyways, back to the magazine. Springtime basket. Oh, this is cute. This would be cute just by itself. Even made into like a plushie. And then, use the wires for the antennae. Okay, I showed you this one. I'm going to show you this one up close. Look at that. I don't know. I love all the colors. The reds in this one are 221, 3722, and 152 DMC. Plum is where the heart is. The strawberries. I got up this morning thinking I had to take the cat to the vet. It took me 15 minutes to fish her out from underneath the bed. It was very stressful for both of us. And I go to the car and I put her in the front seat and I'm like, is it today? Do you go to the vet today? So I looked it up Monday. So I stressed us both out for no reason at all. So then I thought, okay, I put her back, and then I went to Hobby Lobby, and I wound up buying strawberry tea towels, 2 sets, and I bought, I needed some floss, so I picked up some floss, and I just kind of looked around and maybe spent 30 minutes in there, and I had the best time. Didn't spend a whole lot of money, but it was enough. Part of it is they've got all of their 4th of July out, and I did buy one thing, but it's not on sale. So I'm like, I'll come back in a week or 2. It'll be on sale. strawberry sewing set. How sweet is that with the geese? I mean, there's more in here. I'm just the ones that I love. I'm pulling out. Okay, this one. The Pansies punch needle. Those would be really cute on in a dough bowl. So if you were debating, go pick this up. It's a nice one. The girl, she's cute too. Not my decorating taste today. Tomorrow it may be different. But I like the stitching, the apron and the dress. So. Okay, this week coming up. This weekend, I did take Monday off. I have vacation time, and if you don't use it, you stop accruing it. I was getting pretty close to the limit. So I decided I'd take a day in April, and I'm taking 2 days, I think, after Labor Day. No, Memorial Day. I think I'm taking 2 days. I don't think I'm taking a day before. I think I'm taking 2 days, and I think I'm taking them at the end. So I'll go to work Thursday and Friday, which is dumb. Why am I doing that? I don't know. So I have Monday off, and I am at a point now with setting up my business that I can start thinking about doing things to add to it. So I cut out, you may have seen on Instagram, I cut out some fabric. I already have some project bags cut out. So I think I'm going to start working on project bags, and my goal is to work on them in on Monday. That will be my Monday task, is to get project bags done. I have remnants. I have scraps left, and the scraps are about, I don't know, 6-7 inches wide, and then the full 36-inch length on some of them. And I'm debating what I want to do with those. I'm gonna do something. I have a couple of ideas. I don't know if it's going to be like a smaller pouch that I'm planning on making, or if I'm going to convert one of my original designs that I did years ago when I was making bags, and convert that to be like stitching appropriate. So I'm tossing that idea around a little bit, and we'll see where I end up. But I'm kind of excited to get back to sewing it. I've been feeling like the itch a little bit to sew. So that's good, because that's what started all of, this. I mean, not the channel, but it, I was crafting regularly when I was stay-at-home mom, and it was my solace. It was, it's what kept me calm, even keeled for the most part. So I'm glad to be getting back to the sewing, because I do enjoy it when I get to sit down and sew. I also have a Patriotic quilt that I got, I think it was last year, but it might have been the year before, through Fat Quarter Shop. And I really, really need to work on that. So if I can get these project bags done and get to a point where I feel like, okay, you can sew something for you now, then I think I might pull that out and just stitch it, get it done, get it to the quilters, get it quilted, and then I can move on to the next thing, because I've got jelly rolls in my drawers over here that I want to work on for spring and summer quilts, but I want to get that one done first. I really need to pace myself, or I'll wind up with partially finished projects everywhere in every type of thing that I do, and I don't really want to do that. So that's where I'm at. So that'll be coming up this weekend. Next week, next Saturday, we have a all camp cleanup. So I will be, if I film, it will be late in the day. I know it doesn't matter for you guys as much, but that means that it'll either go up very, very late on Saturday, or I might post it Sunday morning. I do want to do a video, so we'll see how tired I am when I'm all done with that. Actually, I'm not going to, because then I have something else I have an evening commitment that I need to go do as well. So I probably won't be doing a video next week. So we'll skip a video, we'll skip a week, and then coming back in May, I'll have 2 weeks worth of stitching and hopefully some new things to show you that'll be in the shop. Another quick shop update as far as the market charts go. I had ordered the heart and hand charts from the designer, paid for them. I still haven't gotten a shipping confirmation, so they could be on their way. But then I thought, I want these now because I've got several of you that are waiting for their charts, her charts. So I went on to a distributor. They had them. I'm hoping they're in stock. They don't tell you if they're out of stock on something. You find out when you get your order, and it'll be like zero charge. So I'm really hoping that they have them and that they're actually going to arrive. So I'm waiting on those charts, and then at the end of the month, so next week, I should be able to order the Cactus and Caravan bell pull. So if you're waiting for that one, that should be coming hopefully the first week in May, and I'll be able to ship that out to you then as well. And then we'll be all done with market. And a lot of lessons were learned. We'll just leave it at that for now. Okay, I think that's it. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and make sure that you hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, share the video, like the video, comment on the video. I read the comments. I love to read the comments. I do respond either with the little heart icon so you know that I've seen it, or I actually will write back. I love to get to know each of you, what you're working on, what you like. If you want anything in the shop, please let me know. I can figure out a way to get it if I can't get it already. I want to carry the things that you want to see and that you want to stitch and work with. So let me know if I'm missing something or if you want me to order something for you. Happy to do it. Also, I have a newsletter. You can, I don't know if I have a link in this description box. If I can find a link, I will put it in the description box below. Otherwise, I will, otherwise you can get to it from bluebirdneedlework.com. Just go down, say you want to sign up. We'll probably do another newsletter maybe this weekend, maybe next weekend. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see. But I'm getting ready to do another newsletter, update everybody. Don't forget about the free gift with purchase. And I think that is it. I hope that you have a great spring weekend and that the weather is, comfortable for you. And I hope that next week is a good one for you as well. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye.